Side is a silent ancient city in a Turkish province. It is situated on a peninsula which is washed by the azure waters of the Mediterranean. Side has been known since ancient time because it has always played a key role in the history of civilization. Its history is connected to Alexander the Great, the Ptolemaic dynasty, the Seleucid Emperor and the Roman Emperor Vespasian. I shall tell you a story about this heavenly spot on earth. Let's travel back 2700 years. In the 7th century BC, Greek colonists founded a town near the azure waters of the Mediterranean Sea. Some people call it the Pomegranate City, the English translation for the ancient name, Side. Side is a living monument to its history, combining the old and new. Modern comfortable hotels, restaurants and the entertainment center are mixed with the ruins and historical sites. If you consider that the glazed tile is a modern building material, you are mistaken. This is authentic 1000-year-old Roman tile. The center area of Side is completely pedestrian. This is a fine place for evening walks in a wonderful atmosphere, but during the high season it becomes very crowded. This is the central gate of the city. In old time it was more majestic, but even today it retains mark of its former greatness. The two main streets of ancient Side start from a gate. One of them was once decorated with majestic marble Corinthian columns. Unfortunately, they were not kept up. One of the streets leads to the market area Agora. The center of Agora is a square, and here the altar of a temple to the goddess of good luck is located. According to legend, she ruled the destiny of the city. There is also an ancient bathhouse on the right side of the street. Recently it was restored and transformed into a museum. Here, sculptures and sarcophagi of the Roman period are displayed. On the other end of the road there is the majestic amphitheater. It was built in the 2nd century AD. The theater, which contained 15,000 spectators, was used for gladiatorial contests in the late Roman period. But in 5th to 6th century AD it was turned into an open-air church. Today the theater is used for its original purpose, concert of classic music. And now let's take a rest from history and talk about turtles. Russian speakers might be confused when they hear the phrase kareta, kareta. While they may be looking for someone hailing a cab, more likely it is a tourist who has seen an alive turtles. According to legend, the turtles appeared here in Byzantine times to the appreciation of the monks. They used the turtles in churches and temples because these amphibians eat harmful insects. As a result, turtles practically turned into domestic animals and spread all over Asia. But maybe the story is just a legend, because amphibians are ancestors of dinosaurs and appeared here long before a people. By the way, this part of the Mediterranean, with its real clear air and transparent water, is one of the places in the world where sea turtles come to lay eggs. But Side is the favorite place not just for turtle romance, as human romance flourishes here too. Side is a real paradise for lovers. Here Cleopatra and Mark Antony bathed in the sea and plotted their affair. And now let's get back to history again. Despite Side having powerful protection from the sea as well as on the land, it was not saved from Alexander the Great. In 333 BC, the city surrendered without fight. For 143 years, Side was ruled by the Ptolemaic and Seleucid dynasties. In the 2nd century BC, Side turned into a prospering trading and culture center. In this period, the city achieved the zenith of glory and prosperity. During this period, the most outstanding monuments of architecture and unique works of art were created. Many of them survive until now. First of all, this is the majestic temple of Apollo. However, in the 1st century BC, Phalas outtook Side in the person of Cilicia's pirates. They occupied the city and transformed it into a naval base and a market for slaves. The biggest center of the slave trade in the ancient world was well known for the most beautiful women. That is why merchants from all over the world visit Side. The inhabitants of Side put up with the pirates because it was profitable for business. But this period also gave the city a bad name. However, pomegranate city Side is known not only for such brutal affairs as the slave trade, but also for such historical events as forging the first ever coin. Therefore, it is not surprising that the well-known tradition of throwing a coin into the sea for the sake of returning again is very appropriate here.